Following the online release of the team's 5th report, I will now speak with Dr. Eric Voltz, lecturer at Imperial College, to learn more about the phylogenetic analysis. Thank you for being here with us today. Can you explain what phylogenetic analysis is?
Phylogenetic analysis is the study of ancestral relationships. With viruses like the new coronavirus, we infer those ancestral relationships by looking for differences in genetic sequences. And when we know when genetic sequences are sampled through time, we can also look at how genetic diversity of the virus changes through time and work out the likely time and location of when the virus emerged in humans.
How does understanding the genetic diversity of a virus contribute to the outbreak response?
Genetic data is a completely independent source of information about how the epidemic is unfolding. So we can use sequence data to estimate growth rates and time of origin and compare that to estimates based on standard surveillance data.
What are the key findings of the report?
So we looked at 53 whole genome sequences of the new coronavirus that have been released publicly and which have been analyzed by scientists all over the world collaboratively. And our findings are very much in line with previous investigations. We estimate an epidemic doubling time of around 7 days that corresponds to a growth rate of around 10% per day. We estimate a time of common ancestry of these sequences to be December 8th with a margin of error of about 2 weeks in either direction. And we also get very approximate estimates of the epidemic size through time. If we assume that the epidemic was growing exponentially throughout January, then we get an estimate of around 40,000 infections at the end of January. And in order for those estimates to be consistent with the epidemiological record, which showed around 20,000 infections at the same time, we need to assume high levels of dispersion of transmission rates, which has a very strong effect on genetic diversity. So we think that this shows evidence for a high level of transmission in a minority of patients.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.